Hey everybody, it is November 30th, 2025. It's Joe from the Strange Voyage Files, and I'm doing what many consider to be the best or one of the best Deep Purple albums in rock. Now, I did a video a few months ago of bands that everybody assumes I like that I either didn't like or didn't really listen to as often as I do like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and all that stuff, those types of bands. And Deep Purple fell into the category of band that I don't really listen to all that much, but definitely wanted to more. And I've been doing that. And it's kind of fun because, you know, some of these great bands like Deep Purple that I really, was more of a Fairweather fan, never disliked Deep Purple by any means. And I think you'll see that by this album's rating. I just, for whatever reason, didn't listen to them all that much. And, I'm 51 years old, so the fact that I'm listening to this now, it's kind of like it's a brand new, I have brand new band for me and a great brand new band for me. Some of these albums I've never heard. So, but this one, Machine Head Fireball, that's kind of, those are kind of those core albums, kind of where I'm starting. I did listen to the first album because I did that ranking of first albums, and that was kind of fun, and that's kind of what kicked this off of me going more down this Deep Purple road. So again, In Rock is considered one of their best albums. A lot of people consider their best albums. I think it's a really great album. Every single member of this band is an unbelievable musician. Yeah, now let's not beat around the bush. Blackmore is an absolute jag. He just is. Story after story. I remember Ronnie Dio giving saying in an interview that what he learned, the one of the biggest things, or the biggest thing he learned from Richie Blackmore was what not to do with fans. Because Ronnie, who could be temperamental with people he worked with, was always great with fans. And he said, Richie Blackmore would spit on fans and ignore fans and just treat them like absolute garbage. And you don't really hear any good stories about Richie Blackmore. Maybe there's one out of every 30 or something like that. It's every single time. It's Richie Blackmore is a jerk. Richie Blackmore has no sense of humor. Richie Blackmore just uses people. Richie Blackmore is an egotistical maniac. So, Blackmore is he is an absolute jagbag, but he's an unbelievable guitar player, man. I mean, you can't take that away from him. Uh, he's his talent is there, even though he's got no personality. Roger Glover, Ian Pace, John Lord, and Ian Gillan. I just this lineup, the Mark II lineup is unbelievable. So this was really fun listening to this for me because, like I said, it's really kind of a it's fun for me because I'm getting into a band that everybody else I knew pretty much loved, absolutely loved. I'm I'm getting into them now. So it really, I love that. I hope to like a lot of them. I did get the Battle Rages on, believe it or not. That was my first Deep Purple album when it came out because I remember hearing the single. Maybe it was on Headbangers Ball and I loved it. I don't remember liking the rest of the album, but I haven't listened to that one in forever. Definitely I'll listen to that one again. Okay, so I'm going to go through this again. Unbelievable musicians and really great album. Start off with Speed King. Great riff, again, Blackmore being the guitar god that he is. But this was my least favorite song off the album. It's a straightforward rocker, and it was good, but I give it a 3. Not again. That's total mid range between 1 and 5. Not a song I would skip over by any means, but it just wasn't good enough for a 4 for me. Bloodsucker was a lot better. I gave that one a 4. Again, the riffs, the groove, you can hear. One thing, you can really hear all of the instruments. A lot of times the bass gets drowned out, and sometimes the keyboards do. Not with Deep Purple, not with this album. Absolutely, absolutely awesome. So Bloodsucker's a 4. Child in Time, which is like the centerpiece of the album from what I could see, is a 5. And the changes in it are great. It is absolutely fabulous. When I was looking this up, doing a little background research, I guess this was in Stranger Things, which I love, so I'll have to find out what episode and watch that again. But Child in Time was absolutely a 5. Flight of the Rat, another really good song, is a 4. Interesting title, but it was great. God, am I blind as a bat here? Into the Fire is the next one. It's a 5. Great groove to it. Really, really great groove to it. Fabulous, fabulous song. 5. Living Wreck is the next one. That's a 5. Jon Lord, to me, was what really stuck out during this song for me. And he's just a god. He was just a god. Living Wreck is another great one. It's a 5. And then Hard Lovin' Man is a 5. Again, great song. A lot of changes in it. And absolutely phenomenal. Now, I know it's Black Moon was released later afterwards, but really was not part of the album. Is that how that went? Yeah. Black Knight, sorry. Black Moon is Black Sabbath. But it was kind of a single tied to this album, and then when they redid it, they put that on there for the reissue, but I'm only doing the original albums when I do this. So we're going to end off with Hard Lovin' Man. Average them up, it's 4.4, which is a 4. I'm okay with that ranking. It's really close to a 5. But again, I look at like Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath as the 5 albums. This is a great album. This would be equivalent to like a Sabotage to me, a Bark at the Moon to me, a Peace of Mind. And none of those would be 5s. And I love those albums. They would probably all be 4s. So I can live with this. I don't know, I did Bark at the Moon. Maybe it was a 5. I don't know. Could have been. But yes, this one is a 4. Very close to being a 5. Great album. I was very happy I listened to it. Definitely plan to do a lot more Deep Purple down the road. And, I hope that I do end up enjoying. Again, I enjoy Deep Purple. Just for whatever reason, it was not a band I listened to all that much. So I hope to end up liking them as much as Sabbath and Maiden and Dio and Rainbow and, Rainbow. Everything else. All right. So like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you.